Longhairs, Merry Christmas Eve. This is El Rubio from the Longhairs South Bay headquarters for the final time in 2021, and this is episode 105 of Let It Ride. I'm joined by a festive cadre of mostly long-haired brethren. We're sitting by the fire, enjoying a mug of hot cocoa, snowflakes beginning to fall, shimmering in the moonlight, and Christmas carols gently mingling with the crackling of the fire. Now, not everyone celebrates Christmas, of course, but there's something about the coming of winter, the gathering of kin with plentiful food, drink, merriment, and the warmth of friendship, the arrival of the new year, and the promise it brings. So wherever you are and whatever you celebrate, we're sending you our warmest and most sincere holiday regards from the Longhairs. With many bros here represented, we'll kick off this Yuletide Let It Ride with an introduction from each man in our circle. And hey, bring us up to speed. What do you celebrate, and what are your plans for this holiday season? Elefante, why don't you kick us off?
I do celebrate Christmas. My family celebrates Christmas more as a tradition than anything else. And I, sometimes travel, up to Washington, see my mom. This year, I'm sticking around San Diego, and me and my buddy Kevin are going to go watch a handful of movies at the theaters all day long.
Films, you mean?
Yeah, sure. Sure, films.
Sick.
Very nice. Very
What about
nice.
you, El Moreno?
Sick, dude.
Well, it's a pretty big holiday here for the Bartow fam. I mean, the Moreno fam. With the little Jack on it here.
Oh, yeah.
Jack's
First
first Christmas.
Christmas.
Everybody's excited. We do celebrate Christmas. We are a Catholic family, so it's a pretty big deal for us. And, just celebrating baby Jesus, man, and remembering what it's all about. I actually had to test my kids the other day. I had a conversation with a buddy about, the whole kind of social contract we have with Santa and how just it is with Santa. And Santa's fun and everything. But, when I grew up, Santa was such a huge part. It was Santa. My family really didn't talk too much about what really Christmas was about. I mean, I don't even think I knew it was Jesus' birthday till I was a teenager. Or till Santa was,
Right.
not coming anymore. So it's been important to us to really teach our kids that, the real meaning of Christmas and what it's really all about. So I said, hey, let's see how good our teaching's going. Let's ask the kids. Sadie comes in. Sadie's 2 years old, and I asked her, Sadie, what is the real meaning of Christmas? And she just looked me dead in my eye, and she said, it's about being good. And I was like, yes.
Hell yeah.
Warmed my heart.
Nice.
Warmed my heart.
Nice.
And then I was like, do you know why it's a special day? And she said, God's birthday. I was like, okay, great.
Close enough. Yeah.
If Santa was in there 1, 2, we would have
Get in
got to
there.
get back and keep working. I mean, you always got to keep working. But then Sienna comes down, asks her the same question, and she just nailed it too. She's just like, it's when Jesus was born. So
Nailed it.
pretty happy with that. And we're just gonna be around San Diego, hanging out. Got some family coming in and smoke some meats and drink some beers and have a
Smoking
good
those
time.
Meats.
And yeah, we do still do Santa and stuff. We just don't make it the hugest. It's not all about Santa and presents.
Lovely, lovely holiday.
Too deep? Okay, sorry.
Really just jogging. What's up? I think it's my turn now. Yep. El Chuckarino here, checking in. Yes.
Still short hair.
My hair's longer. Okay. First off, going into the new year with longer hair. Maybe the longest I've ever had. Probably. I do celebrate Christmas. My wife and I are celebrating Christmas. We love the presents, love the Christmas tree. We put up decorations on November 8th. We would have done it November 1st if that wasn't a Monday. So if you want to know where we're at, we're those people. So
First Christmas as a married man, Chuck.
First Christmas as a married man. It's our first Christmas living together in our own place, and that was it's a pretty big deal to kind of have your own Christmas decorations, and we have our just married ornaments and all that fun stuff. And the way that we've figured it out, I know there's probably a lot of couples out here that have, tried to grapple with what are we doing with your family? What are we doing with my family?
Oh, yeah.
And we've kind of figured this out. My family is more of a Christmas Eve family, and her family is more of a Christmas Day family.
Nice.
So our day, or the Karen Cross Day, is Christmas Eve, and the other side is Christmas Day. And that's like the big talking subject of the year. And
Nice.
Great.
Got it
figured
dialed in.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean,
Once
too.
you have kids, it's kind of nice. You're like, yeah, we're just not going anywhere. So if you
Yeah.
want to see us, come here.
Yeah, exactly. That's like what we're looking forward to. We're like, once we have kids, you guys just, if you want to see them, then come.
It's a home game.
Yeah,
Sorry.
home game.
Lovely.
All right, I'm up. El Sicario here, and I was raised pretty like conservative Catholic. We did the Christmas and the whole thing, but
Midnight Mass.
no, not
Oh,
that
okay.
Catholic,
Okay.
thankfully. But I don't really celebrate Christmas. I mean, I do in that we get together and we do the food, like break bread and all that stuff. But I'm not a religious person. I'm probably more of a pagan than anything, really. So I like Krampus and the winter solstice and all that stuff. But instead of exchanging gifts, I do quality time with all my loved ones. So like I'm taking
Nice.
my parents out to like a nice dinner, and then my wife and I I feel silly like giving each other gifts, And it's like I live with you every day, like I see you all the time. So same thing. I'm taking my wife. We're gonna do like this whole thing together, and that's like my gifts to my loved ones is. Because to me, there's like nothing more precious than time. It's like the one thing you can't get back. So I make a point to like all the people that are important in my life. I take them out and I do something with them, like extra special during this season.
Sick.
So that's those are my gifts to my loved ones.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He loves none of us.
No, I don't like almost.
So where are you
anything.
taking us?
Yeah, dude, I can't wait.
No, not you.
Nothing for your boy?
Hey, he was the first one up to go help with the orders. Man, he was on his feet, ready
that's
to
a
jump over
soft
there.
H on the help, by the way.
I really got lost in those main hogs,
More
guys.
filming.
Lowercase H on the help.
Guys,
Or holding his
I was
camera.
a little slow on the main hog
A
bag.
lot of phone checks.
He did get a chastising about how he was tying the bound bags.
Oh,
Yeah,
too
I
tight.
was tying the bags wrong. But dude,
But then I realized extreme ownership. I didn't specifically explain how I wanted it done. So I told him. I even told you. I was like, I failed you by not outlining how I wanted it done.
it's all good. I should have known.
We're-
I was
we're
just
there now.
admiring those hogs, man. Some of
Yeah.
them look so good.
For those of you that are listening, I run the warehouse, and there's actually a sign on the wall that says "The beatings shall continue until morale improves." So Chuck got his first beating today.
Yes.
Good.
But not his last.
Thank you. May I
But
have
they're
another?
not beatings. They're like attitude adjustments.
Right.
Yeah.
El Gustavo.
Speaking of beatings, kick it over to Gus.
Beatings. I don't get it. Anyways, this is El Narstavo. I'm trying to push that name because
Ooh, all right.
my
El
normal name
Narstavo.
is. I'm just bored of it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Name upgrade.
Everybody gets a
Narstavo's
cool
so
name,
much better.
and I do not. Anyways, Christmas is coming up. My son is 3, turning 4 in March, and my daughter's 6. But they're just stoked. Got the decorating going on at the pad. I'm going to spend time with my family on Friday night. And then Saturday, hopefully, could try to meet up with my wife's family. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut that out. Anyways, I'm thinking about my daughter. And
Cut it.
and so, yeah, just cooking up some really good food. Probably have a couple beers myself. And, spend time with family. Like, again, what Jose had mentioned, I haven't been spending that much time with my grandma and just very significant people in my life. And it's going to be actually a small group this time around, but going to make the best of it.
There
And,
we go.
stoked.
Oh, yeah.
Intimate gathering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sick.
Love it, Gus. El Narstavo, man. We have a successful new product line of the
El
T-shirt
Narstavo.
named and in his deal.
Yep.
I think we can run with that for a while.
Yeah,
Can we
Narstavo.
do
Shout out to El Narstavo.
Can we do a quick call to action for everyone that's listening? Send El Narstavo a hair whip salute for his
Oh.
Oh,
There we go.
To bring in his new name with the new year.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's official, dude.
Definitely looking forward to that.
He minted it.
Hair whip salute, boys. Hair whip
Dude.
salute.
Good stuff. Nar Stavo.
Nar Stavo.
So we just call you Nar for short now?
Oh,
or what?
Nar, man. I'm telling you, Nar.
Narski.
And then when Chuckarino finally grows the hair out, he's well on his way. I'm proud of you, man. It looks great.
Yeah.
You're on your way. But we're gonna re-W.
You know what else he's on his way
Chuckarino's
to?
gotta go.
Getting the tattoo.
Getting the
The
bounce
bounce
shears.
Yep.
shears.
Right here.
I mean, he's
No,
like.
I want him to get a bounce shear
Him and
teardrop.
Garv, but
There we go.
Chuck needs it.
Chuck is in line, ready to get his tat. I'm El Garvinsky,
On his neck.
and for Christmas, growing up in Southern California, it was really interesting. I didn't really feel it, but every time I go to like colder states, especially I just got back from Sedona, and I was like really feeling the warmth, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know, this is what it's really about. You got to be in that climate and just really, you know, you get attuned to like, oh wow, it's about the people, it's about that warmth, it's about that connection,
Yeah.
you know.
Nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, and can we get into movies yet?
Uh,
Because I want to say,
we'll give you first crack at it, but this will be your first holiday season as a family at home here as well.
yes,
Congratulations. That's gonna be fun.
yes, absolutely, could be super amazing.
Anything else?
That's it for now, but we can jump into the next.
This could be a lovely little break here.
Yeah.
As for myself, I'm going to do pretty standard holiday. Driving to Northern California. Going to kind of split some time, different family, up in the western slope of the mighty Sierra Nevada, down to Lodi, down to the Bay Area.
Oh, yeah.
And then zip back around to the Eastern Range in Mammoth for a little bit that ski time.
You're going to Mammoth?
Yes.
I'm going to.
Oh, man. Finally, I'm going to have a photographer for this ski edit that I've been wanting my entire life. It's funny you mentioned temperature because, like, the cold weather and winter coming has always been kind of a part of the holiday for me growing up in the mountains early on. But really it is getting a chance to see all the family who you tend to just lose a little bit of touch with over the course of the year, get to spend a little bit of time with each other, doing the drive, having a good time, trading some stories. And yeah, it's just a blessed time for us and our family. And then for me, it always rolls right then into New Year's, and just gotta have snow in my New Year. So inevitably, we're gonna be making our way, whether it's Mammoth or elsewhere. But it sounds like me and El Chuckarino got a date with destiny to close out the year.
Here it comes, baby.
Sick. Kill it, guys.
It's gonna be a great holiday season. Another one of the great traditions, at least in my family, is watching holiday movies. And there are some classics. I mean, I have my top 10 listed out, but I don't want to steal anyone else's, and Garv was eager to jump in with his. Holiday flicks, what and why does it belong on your list?
Home Alone.
Oh, dude.
Just watched it last night.
It's just something you'd never get tired of, and
Great
you know,
movie.
the classic lines from that movie, like the names of the characters. You know, we probably all have a map of the traps at our house somewhere.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure all of us have attempted.
I remember as a kid trying to set up some traps and trying to get my dad with it. Just like
Yeah.
anything I could. And he's like, what was that? And I was like, I got you.
Yeah, right?
Got him. That's great.
I was
Pick
like,
up your
fully
damn
got
marbles,
him.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely classic. Always. We're big Christmas Vacation.
Oh, love it.
yeah.
Heidi's not
Awesome.
super big fan of it, but like my family grew up on that one. That's
Christmas
that's
Vacation.
hilarious.
All time.
Clark Griswold, come on.
Clark Griswold.
We're going to put a tree that big, Griswold?
Yeah, bend over. I'll show you.
I mean, come on. We could quote Christmas Vacation
I mean,
all evening
Yeah.
long.
We were watching it and at my in-laws' house. It's a house full of girls, and there's like three guys, like the brother, me, and the dad. And Christmas Vacation is on, and I don't want to sound like a pig or anything, but the part where he's at the mall, the store, talking to the girl,
Mary.
and we hadn't watched the movie. Like no one was paying, like the guys weren't paying attention at all until that scene.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we're all three of us, the dad, brother, and I, were all locked on, and all the girls were like, so now you want to watch the movie?
Yeah.
and we're just laughing. That might be one of the funniest scenes of all movies I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
it's getting a little nipply out
Just
there. I mean,
getting-
the nipple.
And he's just so sweaty. He's
Yeah.
so sweaty and nervous, and he's wiping it, and he can't even focus.
Yeah. I just love it. He's like, yeah, Russ, what do you think about those?
Yeah.
Or,
Russ, you
it's
can
like
hardly
the
see the
pantyhose
lines.
or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, I'm married.
God rest her soul.
Yeah,
It's great. Yeah, it's classic.
yeah.
Gotta watch that one with the kids when they get a little older.
It's a classic.
I don't know. I might watch it with them.
They'll like the intro cartoon in the very beginning. It's funny for anyone.
I think Sienna will get it.
Yeah.
I think most of the jokes will go over Sadie's head.
Pretty good. Right up there with the top hits, all-time holiday hits. Who else has got?
I have
Anyone?
I have a couple that are a little unconventional. If anyone wants to hit some of those classics first, but I have a couple of ones that are just my El Chuckarino go-tos. Okay.
All right, let's hear it. Spider-Man.
The first one is one that came out like a couple of years after I was born. Is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Jingle all the way.
Jingle
all the way, dude. I wanted that action figure
He-
so bad.
Literally
kid.
one of my favorite all time. Whenever I bring it up, nobody knows what it is except for you guys apparently.
Yeah.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger is his dad who forgets to get his kid the toy, and it's like Power Rangers. It's the Turbo Man, and he spends the whole day of Christmas Eve going to every single mall in Minneapolis or wherever he lives to try and find this doll, and everyone's just laughing him out of the store. You want to get Turbo Man on Christmas Eve? And he's going to sketchy black market, back alley places trying to get this doll. It's an all-time classic. And then my other one is Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie. I don't know if anyone knows that, but it
I
is
didn't
a
know that,
Christmas movie.
but that's I gotta
Interesting.
review
It's
that one.
it's a worthy
Yeah.
Christmas watch. You don't really realize it until you're looking for the Christmassy stuff, and then you're like, "Wow, this is actually they tried to make a Christmas. This is a Christmas movie. This is a total Christmas movie." Yeah, those are a couple of the all-time on my list.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Broad range. You got any Sicario that come to mind?
Let's see. A couple classics. Elf. Elf
Yes.
is a very,
Yes.
very good Christmas comedy.
Must see.
Must see. If you haven't seen it, it's one of Will Ferrell's best films, I'd say.
Fine
No way,
performance.
not even close.
No, I mean, he's made a lot, but I would say it's definitely one of his... I won't say it's
That's
like
up there.
it's
It's
not his
up
best
there.
work, but it's like of the films that have kind of like been like slept on in his resume, I'd say Elf is up there.
Yeah.
His top slept on films.
I'm not Elf. Not Elf. Yeah.
Dude,
It's a good
dude,
thing it's
hey,
Elf.
dude,
Sorry,
Elf-
it's
Sorry, let's
Elf-
get some more energy here.
Elf-
We could start a
Elf is
debate
great.
about the
Let's
film.
hear, let's hear a breakdown of
Okay.
what turns you
okay,
off about
what's-
Elf?
Elf to me
What's
is
the
just,
hate on Elf?
Yeah,
Huh?
how dare you?
Yeah,
How-
what is
yeah,
it?
First of all,
What
how
is it, man?
dare you?
I'm a big elf guy.
Okay. I'm
That
not.
was my-
Let's hear it.
that was my
I'm not
favorite.
saying that it's.
sorry.
Okay. I'm not saying that it's not like a fun movie to watch. It's just not even close to the top tier of one Will Ferrell movies, two Christmas movies. Just not close.
Okay, that's fair.
That's all I'm saying. That's
I
what
think
I'm
it's
saying.
the era.
It's cute.
I think it's
Is
the
it
era.
fair?
It's a
It's
cute
fair.
film. It's dumb as hell.
But you also got you have to
There's
consider
some funny.
But you have to
It's
consider
hilarious,
some of these
first of
other
all.
older films like Home Alone and Christmas Vacation. Those have like cult followings. They're classics,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So even if Elf was even just as good, not better, just as good as those films, you're automatically going to gravitate towards the older ones because there's like nostalgia involved.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
Elf
Good
is from
argument.
like what 2006. Like
Yeah,
that's
I mean
not-
it's getting there now.
it's
It's
not that
getting up
long
there.
ago. You
I was
know?
in high school when it came out, and it was
Yeah.
like, it
The
still is
funniest
one of my
thing.
favorite holiday movies of all
Dude,
time.
Okay,
what's the guy's name? Peter Dinklage? Dinkler?
Yeah,
Peter
Dinklage.
Dinklage.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, I respect that guy so much. I read an article about him about how like he refused to take roles where he was like a leprechaun and stuff because he wanted to be taken serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that role is the one time where it's like right on the nose, like he's a little person.
Yeah.
And then in the movie, Will Ferrell thinks he's an elf.
Yeah.
But like that whole scene where
forgot
Dinklage ends up being like beating the
Drop
crap
kicks
out of
him.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that part's just so funny. Dude. He's like, "Oh, you're an angry elf." Like,
Oh, so you think it's funny now, Moreno?
I never said it's not funny. It's just,
uh,
okay. When you look at the comedy of Christmas Vacation, for example. There's some high level humor in there, and it's just very witty. It's classic. Like a lot of the jokes in Elf are just like childish. Like
That's
but
most
but also
Christmas
hilarious.
films. Yeah.
But also hilarious.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I don't. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of like what. So I mean, along with the Peter Dinklage stuff, but I don't know if you know who like the dad is in Elf. That's the brother in The Godfather.
Right,
That's the
yeah.
same actor.
Yep,
Like, it's a
yep.
hard.
you mean the dad?
tough- Yeah, the dad in Elf is the brother in The Godfather. The
Yep.
guy who goes and beats the crap out of
And then he gets killed.
the guy who beats up the sister.
Yeah.
That gets blazed up.
And then he gets blazed up. So he's like a tough guy. Like he's like a hard guy. And then to have Will Ferrell in there, like, well, what do you mean you don't believe in Christmas? What do you mean you don't believe in Santa Claus? Like that dynamic just kills me every time
Yeah.
you watch it. And he's just
Yeah.
like, would you just get the out of here?
Okay, I got another one for you guys. The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
That is a
Great
classic.
flick.
Yeah.
That is a good
Yeah,
one.
that
That
is
Great
a good
movie,
one.
Those
Forgot
are part
about that
two,
one.
right?
that movie's like
100%.
Yeah.
it's like Christmas. It's Tim Allen. He was like everyone's dad.
Yeah,
in the
like
90s.
peak
Yeah.
peak
Dude.
Allen.
I grew up with that one.
Yeah.
Tim
And
Allen
then,
in that
and then
movie
it's
is
like
literally
deep.
my
It's
dad.
like deeper than you think because it's like the burden of leadership and like all this stuff. And it's like, man, this movie. And also, it's like a feel good redemption film, like all this stuff.
That,
you
it's
know?
when he like turns into Santa, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to be
Classic,
Santa,
dude.
but then he is.
He shaves his beard immediately,
and he
comes
grows back. Yeah, and he's like
Okay.
getting fat.
That's the one with Bernard, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Bernard.
The
Dude,
Yes.
remember
head
the
elf.
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember the elf SWAT team in there?
Yeah.
Elves
Yeah.
with
Yes.
attitude.
Dude,
Elves
every
with
time I see
attitude.
him in any other movies, I'm like, Bernard. That's fucking Bernard.
Yep.
Yep.
Another one that is newer. It's pretty stellar. My kids love it. I think it's great too. Christmas Chronicles. Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
it.
He
I've seen
nails
it.
Santa.
It's a
Yeah.
good one.
Great.
Kurt
Santa.
Russell is a perfect Santa.
Yeah.
Kurt
yeah.
Russell's great in
And,
Jane.
I haven't seen that.
And he's with his actual wife as Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
Or they don't get married, but you know what I mean.
Oh, they're not. Oh yeah,
No,
they've been together.
They're
forever.
like the ones who were together forever but never got
Yeah.
married.
Narstavo.
I do have one I grew up with that they played like they put on repeat.
Yes.
I
Thank
think
you.
I'm not sure if I
Finally,
brought it
someone.
up. A Christmas Story, right?
Yes.
Yes. There's some terms I forgot, like the something Rider BB gun. I don't know the full
yeah.
name.
Red Rider,
Red
BB
Rider.
And then the
gun.
Shoot your
famous
eye out.
lamplight, and you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
putting the tongue on the pole.
The lamp,
and
the
it's
leg
just-
lamp.
They put it on repeat, and me growing up, every time I put it on channel at the time was like 27 or something like that.
TNT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
back in
yeah.
the day, it was 26 or 27. There was two channels right there back to
Yep.
back with movies sometimes, and I would actually watch it like a lot. And and it that's like one of the first things I think of. And also just with the kids, you know, how the Grinch Stole Christmas, or
Oh, that's a good one.
they love the whole Elf on the Shelf type of thing. So Netflix has some shows with that same look and feel type of elf thing.
Yeah.
And they like watching that as well.
Have you seen the Grinch? Are you talking about the classic Grinch?
Jim
you see
Carrey?
the new animated Grinch?
That one was
Yeah.
pretty good. That
It was
good.
super good. We watched it the other night. I
we've
was like,
seen-
this is
we've
awesome.
seen it.
Yeah.
It's great.
And like
I gotta check that
Pharrell's
one
in
out.
that,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like the
I think I
music
watched
is
it once,
amazing.
but I forgot all
It's
about it.
Benedict Cumberbatch
What?
is the voice of Grinch.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Good for Benny.
He's
Nice.
a
I'm
super
gonna check that
famous
out.
guy.
Yeah.
You know he
for
can't
sure.
pronounce the word
You don't know
penguin.
I don't know who he is.
It's Doctor Strange.
Old
Doctor Strange.
Benny.
Okay.
Old Benny
Still don't.
Cumberbatch.
No.
He
Yeah.
can't say the word penguin.
Really?
Yeah, you should. Everyone Google that. YouTube that right now.
Okay.
I
Come
don't.
back.
I don't know if you guys. I mean, maybe I feel like this is like my most age-specific movie that came out on Disney. But there was a movie that came out on Disney when I guess at the appropriate time for me to watch it, and it's called "I'll Be Home for Christmas." It's about this kid who goes off to college, and he needs to come home to Christmas, and I think he's like on the West Coast and his home is on the East Coast, and he needs to make it back, and he misses his flight, or he's on a road trip, and he just has a hell of a time on this road
Trying
trip.
to get home.
Chaos ensues. There's all sorts of detours and problems, and you're just like near the end point of the movie, you're like, this kid's never gonna make it, and it's all this great stuff, and you know, there's a girl, and he tries to fall in love, and it's a classic Disney Channel movie. I don't know if anyone's seen it. But
That
that's another
era-
classic.
Can't recall
that
that
era
one.
of Disney movies was amazing, dude.
There's
Yeah.
There's a couple there that I had not ever
It's-
even heard of. The Kurt Russell one and that one, which belong on the list here that I need to
Yeah.
screen.
No.
Another one that I remember from childhood that was on repeat also. I don't think it's necessarily like Christmas focused, but Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Yes, dude, he just reminded me of that one too. A holiday movie
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Holiday.
Because
I don't know if
the
it's
guy is trying to
Thanksgiving
get
or
home,
Christmas.
right? He's trying to get home before Christmas.
Yes. John Candy, Steve Martin, phenomenal.
Classic.
Oh God, that's the classic. Like every single problem and obstacle and shit hits the fan.
I'm literally trying to get my wife right now to watch Uncle Buck.
Another
That
great
is,
John
is
Candy
that a
flick.
holiday movie? That's not a holiday movie,
no.
but it is snowing outside. It's for sure snowing outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say also just it came to my like I'm not sure if anybody mentioned just Home Alone because it's
Yeah.
during Christmas.
It was the first
Very
one.
first
Yeah,
one.
we
That
talked
was the
about
first
that one
one.
for about 10
I was
minutes.
in the bathroom.
Doors,
so,
doors over there, Gus.
Yeah, sorry.
Doors over there, Narstalvo.
I got one more. Oh wait, go ahead. You got.
I was gonna say, you guys remember Charlie Brown Christmas?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Like,
dude.
I remember getting this videotape, this VHS of that movie because my dad went to get gas at Shell, and they were doing giveaways of
Nice.
the videotape, and I thought that was the most badass like Christmas movie.
That's an old one. That's a hard classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started the other night. We had to switch to the Grinch, and this is so cute. But like for this reason, we started the old 1924 or 34, I think, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer claymation
Yes,
one.
dude,
that's a
classic.
Dude,
classic.
and when you watch that, it's so funny. Like as an adult now and living through everything, like how language and attitude and the way parents and stuff treated kids, like it's all reflected in that music. Like the dad reindeer is like super mean to Rudolph. I mean, he's like nice to him, but he's like, no, you're covering up that nose, and he's like screaming at him. And then like the other reindeers come in and they start bullying Rudolph, and his nose is plugged, and he's like, oh no, I'm fine, and then like he's getting picked on. And this is pretty. We had to eventually change or turn it off because Sienna kind of threw a big scene. She was getting so sad, like of how much Rudolph was getting bullied, and she kept like looking at us.
Because
She's
she's
like,
got a good heart.
She's like, Daddy, why are they just so mean to him? She's crying. She's like, I don't want to watch this anymore. They're so mean to Rudolph. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, you're so sweet. And Sadie was like, I'm fine. Let's keep watching it. But if you get a chance this holiday, watch that one, and you will really notice the changes in just the cultural changes, like the language used, the, like kind of attitude towards the kids and the wife and all the stuff. It's like all reflected in like where if that movie came out now, they'd be like, oh, that's wrong. Why would they do it like that? Like,
Yeah. This movie's problematic.
exactly. Yeah.
Canceled.
So
Canceled.
pretty fascinating.
Interesting.
Okay, I got one for you guys. Nightmare Before Christmas.
There you go.
Another
I've
classic.
Actually
technically falls
never
in.
seen it.
Another classic.
Never
Yes.
seen it.
Never seen it.
Really good
Sorry.
film. Really good film. Hard to get into the Christmas spirit.
Really?
More of a Halloween. It is a.
It's a mixer.
It's a
It is
mixer.
a.
It's
It's
a
a Christmas
mashup.
movie.
It's a
holiday
It's
Thanksgiving
also
film.
a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
I prefer it as a Halloween. I would watch it over
I-
Halloween more so than Christmas.
It's a Christmas primer.
Yes, yeah, it's great.
There we go.
Watch
there
it
we
at
go.
the end of October.
Yeah.
People who
You know.
watch Nightmare Before Christmas, that is a movie where if you're a Nightmare Before Christmas person, you are a Nightmare Before Christmas.
All
person.
year round.
You have a coffee cup that has a skull
Oh, yeah.
on it.
Oh, yeah.
You have the
Blow
the
up
cat-
guys in your
You
Blow
front
up
have-
guys
yard.
in the front yard. We saw
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, you
yeah.
have.
You're
like-
rocking the
like-
black and white striped socks to
Yeah,
school.
you have like merchandise of
Yeah.
that film in your house somewhere.
Yeah.
If
Yep.
you are a fan of
I
the
mean, the
movie.
music was awesome. Everything, the time it took them to
Well,
do it.
the whole
skill,
score,
yeah.
the whole score of the film and the voice of Jack Skellington
Yeah.
is done by the same guy from Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
And I'm such a scumbag for not knowing his name because I love that band. Elefante knows. I play one of their songs
They still
literally every
perform.
time we go play pool.
Yep. Yep.
It's so dope.
Okay.
Rubio. Rubio hasn't gone yet.
Oh yeah.
Before this is over, there's a couple that I gotta get out there.
Yeah, throw 'em in.
Really glad Christmas Vacation was mentioned and Christmas Story from Gus. Those we gotta watch every year. Die Hard. Must go.
Oh, yeah.
Must be. Has to watch. Me, Dad, and the boys were watching it every single Christmas time. Okay, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Die Hard. on the list.
Every time.
It's not Christmas until you see Nakatomi Plaza blow up.
Absolutely.
Also, that name I was thinking of was Danny Elfman.
Danny
Sorry.
Elfman
That guy is a freaking
Elfman.
genius.
of Nakatomi Plaza.
Coincidence?
And another one, a more obscure holiday Christmas film, but absolutely at the top of the rankings for me, Scrooged, with Bill
yeah.
Murray.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a B 80s or early 90s. The lingo is absolutely hilarious, and no one on earth knows it better than my 20-year-old brother, Liam. He could go start to finish. Great quotes, just a fantastic Bill Murray performance in his prime. If you haven't seen Scrooged, got to tune in, check that one out. And then one that I just picked up recently, I just saw for the first time a couple days ago that I'd never even heard of. Oh, it's brand new, actually. Absolutely just hit head on. It's called 8-Bit Christmas. And you guys all have some semblance of this, but when I was probably 6 years old,
gotta write
I
that one
wanted a Nintendo more than anything. I wanted a Nintendo so bad. I would do absolutely anything. Dad showed up for Christmas with a bike. I was like, what the hell is that? I don't want that bike. I wanted a Nintendo.
Analog bullshit.
Anyway, they made this movie, 8-Bit Christmas. It's with Doogie Howser.
Neil
MD.
Patrick Harris.
Thank you. Neil Patrick Harris is the main character, and then he's telling his daughter about how he was trying to get a Nintendo for Christmas. It's basically like A Christmas Story. Same kind of concept, theme, but it's with a Nintendo and set in the 80s instead of the Red Ryder BB gun set in the 50s or 60s or whatever. That's 50s, I think that one was. Phenomenal 80s references throughout the movie. It has the exact Nintendo, like with the fog coming off it and lasers, like this untouchable thing that you could never get. Absolutely cracked me up the whole way through, and especially because I was the kid who wanted Nintendo so freaking bad. All the stuff just hit on perfectly, and all the 80s references. I watched it again last night for the second time.
What's it on?
HBO.
Okay.
HBO Max. 8-Bit Christmas.
Check that out. Kid appropriate?
Definitely.
I was.
There's a few little cheesy spots and stuff, but just the overall thing is phenomenal.
I am too young. I told you about the story earlier.
You remember the 80s?
Yeah, he said we were on the phone earlier today. He's like, "You remember the '80s, right?" I was like, "Dude, no, nah, man. I was
Born in 1990.
I was still a swimmer then.
Still a swimmer, dude." And but on the Nintendo tip, I wanted GoldenEye 007. 007 GoldenEye, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Classic
bad. I think I was
battle
like
game.
8 years old or something when it came out, 97, 98. It was the night before Christmas, and my parents sat me down, and they said, "Sean, we understand you really, really want this game
Yeah.
on N64."
Yeah.
And I got the whole, that was during the whole violence in video games
Sure.
thing.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
Zero tolerance.
PS2 was on its way in, and there was like, was it Twisted Metal and GTA and
Yeah.
the very first GTAs, and GoldenEye was one of the very first person shooters, and I wanted it so bad, dude. And my parents sat me down and had to talk, and they were like, we're gonna get you this game for Christmas. You're gonna get it tomorrow.
No.
You're gonna get it tomorrow. It was one gift they told me I was gonna get. Wow. And they're like, but if we see any change in your behavior, Sean, you are never playing this game again. And so I empathize with the want of the Nintendo, the cousin of the Nintendo. What is
Did you
this?
see this?
No, what is
Just
this?
because you're talking about this, I saw this morning. It's on the same.
Oh, yeah.
How do we play it?
Okay, hold on.
You gotta
It's
start it over.
Hilarious
Read
reel
the
on
ti- read the
Instagram.
title. Read the title.
Making the pause music for GoldenEye 007 and N64.
Oh, so
Oh,
somebody
wait.
Recreated it?
Yeah, they're
No,
like
this
using
is the actual song.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
No, they're like,
Yeah.
like those memes about like,
To see how that pause music was coming along. Now keep in mind,
This
this
is
is
a
a
pause
movie
song.
tie-in video game from the Nintendo 64. Not looking for anything too crazy. What do you think about this?
hard.
So hard. We would put it on pause and just let it play out. I remember like being in my room. Dude, banger.
Had no business going that
Banger.
hard.
No, it was so hard. But dude, yeah, I'm the same way. On like, I wanted that game so bad,
Yeah.
and I got when I got it for Christmas, I got the gold controller.
Yeah,
too.
they had that.
This is my controller. Brooke, you never touch this controller.
I mean, even the
Clear one.
multiplayer was like so cool, like during for its time.
Oh, yeah, that
like
was
doing
the
the
best.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
And then you also eventually started unlocking like big head mode.
Yeah.
All this
Or
other
the
things.
mini- remember the mini
Paintball
mode?
mode, paintball
You're like running
mode.
around. They're like the little. It was like
Yeah.
such a great game. Yeah.
Dude, that was the first. I mean, that was the first multi. Maybe not for a game console. It was on computers for sure, but like multiplayer shooter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that, which
was-
then. I mean, that spawned
That's
into
why,
all the
yeah.
Call of Duties
Yeah.
and everything,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
And there were
Yeah.
4 ports on the
Yeah, so you
N64
got
for
four
the
guys.
first
Yeah.
time.
And
So
yeah.
it was like made as a multiplayer. That game was absolutely groundbreaking.
It
Yeah,
was.
it
It was
was.
insane.
It
And
was so
that game
good.
still
the
goes
screens,
hard,
you
yeah.
played 4-player, dude, and you got one little square.
Freaking
One
screen
little
cheaters.
square you could bear a heart. You're just huddled up against a TV.
Yeah.
Like, stop looking at my screen, man. Like, you look at my square, bro.
I'm not in the corner of the
To the
back
left, to
seat.
the left.
Could play that for 16 hours.
I mean, imagine playing like
Easy.
on a TV like this. We have like a 42-inch in the office here,
That's
and
bigger
like
than
it would have
42,
been
bro.
whatever it is. This is a big ass TV, but it would have been awesome to play on this. But we were playing on like
Yeah.
A square.
18 inches.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
what's the resolution? Like 184 by
In 4:3.
Fat box
Yeah,
of TVs on the floor.
480p. Playing in 480p,
Yeah.
dude. Before 720.
Dude,
you
but
have to
just-
like pick which pixel your friend is and
Yeah.
shoot at it.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, but when you had the golden PP7, oh,
yeah.
it was over.
Oh, yeah, dude.
One shot, one kill.
Oh,
baby.
dude, but I have
License
a
to kill.
Dude.
I have
Yes.
a what's that? I have a Nintendo Switch, right?
Yeah.
And they've been re-releasing all those like classic like,
Oh,
Star
heck.
Fox and all
Yeah,
that
I like
stuff.
Star Fox 64 was.
you know what I'm talking about. They're
Yeah.
re-releasing a lot of the classics, and I
Yeah,
know they're
they
gonna
should.
do GoldenEye. Like I
100%.
know
Oh, they have to.
I'm gonna be 31 years old. Like, take that, you little bastard. Like,
Yeah.
How old are you? 12? I don't care. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Putting it on pause just so you can rap
Yeah.
out to the
I played a
pause
lot of music
music.
Yeah.
when I was little. That's for sure.
Dude, and the thing that was crazy about that game too was like the single mode was unreal.
Yeah, the story.
But
the
then you
story
got
mode, yeah.
multiplayer, and you're like, this is crazy.
You beat it. You're like, oh,
when
this
that
is
game was
multiplayer.
like my parents would never buy me shooting games.
Yeah.
Because my parents grew up in like a lot of like gang violence and stuff, so they didn't want me to like have any idea of what that world was like. Which is hilarious because I ended up being a reconnaissance
Right.
marine. So I always joked with my mom about that. Hey, like, you know,
Yeah.
how'd that work out, right?
Deprived me of violence.
Sick. Anyway, but I would go to like my cousin's house and he had it, and so I would play
Yeah.
it there. And but you know when I don't know when that game came out, like 98, 97.
Something like that, yeah.
I was 7 or 8, so
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't play the story mode. I just
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
shoot guns.
He's like,
right?
I want
Yeah.
the pencil gun.
But
Give me
then
the pencil gun. Remember
I forgot
pencil
how
gun?
old I was. I was a teenager, and I actually got to go back and play the entire game from start to finish. and,
Yeah.
like, that game was amazing.
It was
dude.
Yeah.
unreal storylines
Yeah.
and like,
and
just
like I got
everything.
to actually experience the whole story mode and everything, and I was like, dude, this game was awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
ahead of its time.
Way
The
ahead of
graphics
its
were
time.
mind blowing.
They were,
Yeah.
I know. And
At
you
that
probably
time,
look
no,
at
you
it now,
look
it's
at-
blocked.
Yeah, it's all
Absolutely
blocky.
block face, guys. But you're like, oh
Dude.
my god,
Oh,
this is unreal.
And it didn't. Remember they had like the little movies that would play like before the whatever level you were on.
Cinematics.
Explosion.
And I remember just be like,
Yeah.
yo, shut up, we gotta
Cinematics.
watch the
The
movie, dude.
cinematics.
This is unreal.
I'm in the movie.
You could play as different characters. Odd Job.
Yeah.
Odd Job was my
Yeah.
go-to.
Yeah.
Everyone always
I
picked
don't know
Oddjob
that.
because he was smaller.
So
and it's like,
tiny,
oh,
dude,
it's
yeah.
harder to shoot.
Yeah.
Just aim lower, dog.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ah, classic. Man, we gotta fire up some 007,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm telling you, we're gonna do
Yeah,
we're gonna do
really
Longhairs
funny.
Twitch
N64,
channel.
dude.
We need to do Longhairs Twitch channel and just let the viewers request what game I'll scoop all of you on. You know?
Okay.
Rad.
Guys,
There we go.
guys, I know GoldenEye was really great and all, but like I will light any one of you up with Smash Bros.
Oh, okay.
I will light
Okay.
any
There's
one of
always
you
a
up.
Smash
Smash
Bro in
Smash
this
Bros.
game.
Okay.
Sure.
Hopping around
Captain
everywhere, just smacking
Falcon?
everybody.
I will absolutely dunk on all of you in F1 2021.
Too specific,
That's
bro.
Never
Yeah.
played it.
Too specific.
Okay.
F1.
who plays Smash in here? Party of one?
Really, guys?
Okay.
Kirby, dude.
Anyway, I'll
Go
just have
hard
my
with
beer over
Kirby.
here.
Really, guys?
All right. Well,
So,
All right, what's next on the list?
Well, wanting a Nintendo for Christmas for many years, I did eventually get the original 8-bit Nintendo Entertainment System from my
NES.
grandma. Of course, grandma always comes
Yeah,
through.
they always come through.
But a few years later, it was for me when the N64 came out, and Perfect Dark was the game after GoldenEye. It was like kind of the Gen 2 of 007.
Yeah.
And I wanted the N64, and I told my dad and my stepmom about it. I want this is what I want. This is what I want. Very clear messaging. And you go and you look under the tree and just instantly visually unwrap each of the gifts. And you just know, there's nothing under there that's a Nintendo.
You saw that box. You saw the box
For sure.
size at Toys R
For
Us.
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So I get like
Toys
your
R Us,
main
man.
gift, right? You get the stocking stuffers, the other stuff. I get the main gift, and it's like this big thing. I'm like, what the hell could this possibly be? Did they wrap the Nintendo in like a blanket to throw me off? Maybe you know, to throw me off the
Trying to
scent?
figure out
Like, oh, Dad,
how
you're
can this-
tricky. I know it. I know what you guys are doing. So I rip it open, and I'm 16, dude. It's a fucking comforter, and this is like my main present. I'm like, dude.
It's like getting
Your
socks.
big,
not
your
listen
big
to
me.
present. Your big present.
The big present. It wasn't new skis. It certainly wasn't a Nintendo 64. It was a freaking comforter.
I would love that today.
For a 16-year-old boy. Yeah, today I would appreciate a nice
Love a
comforter.
nice
I would
down
now.
I love
comforter.
socks now.
At 16 years old,
Oh, yeah.
and all I wanted was a freaking Nintendo, and you give me a comforter, like,
Just
dude,
heartbroken.
dagger in the heart.
Christmas.
I'm like, wait, that was the joke one, right? Like, are there any more? And then you slowly realize there's no more presents, and that was your big one.
And someone thought you were gonna love that,
Yes.
and they cared, and they.
My
Brutal.
stepmom, lovingly,
Absolutely
affectionately, just thought I would really love
That
this.
is
Maybe
brutal.
a 16-year-old girl would appreciate a comforter. No 16-year-old boy wants a freaking comforter
And you
or
end up-
socks.
You end up playing that imaginary Nintendo back in the room.
Yeah,
Staring
and
at
trying
the
to be
start.
like, oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I got a question
Thanks,
for you
Mom.
guys. Did you guys with that, like, you know, not getting an appropriate gift for kind of what your age range is, did you guys get inappropriate gifts for your age, but where like they got you something that you totally were just too old for now? I'll give you guys an example. When I was 17, my mom bought me like a bunch of action figures. And I like unwrapped it, and in my mind I was like, well, I kind of like Star Wars because it was like Chewbacca and stormtroopers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I like Star Wars, but is this like a collectible thing? Like, and my mom was like, yeah, just something for you to have a little fun with. I was like, and then of course, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm like, oh, thanks, Mom. Like, wow, that was so thoughtful of you. But in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this?
I'm over here drinking beer with the boys.
Yeah.
We got Chewbacca.
Mom, I'm hungover right now.
You gotta be freaking Chewbacca, Mom.
Yeah.
Dude, that is cute though. That's like your mom, like
No,
hanging
I
on
really-
to her baby.
Yeah.
and,
I loved
no
her for
way.
it.
Yeah.
And I appreciated
I
that
agree.
she was like trying to make me happy. But in my mind, I'm like, Mom, you know, I'm like, you birthed me, dog. Like, I'm 17 now. Like, I don't want to
You were there.
Chewbacca action. You were there, right? Like, did you guys get anything like that?
I got a full shaving kit from my uncle when I was like 12 years old. I didn't even start shaving till I was 20. I'm like, dude, what is this? And it was the full like with the brush and
With the
where you-
soap and the
So
brush.
old
And the
school.
whole- Did it come with
Old
the straw?
Spice. Yeah, the Old Spice. I
Stroke?
was like, dude, what is this?
Was it a?
He's like,
was
you
it a-
shave right? I think I said
safety
yes.
razor or
no,
like
no.
a-
It was like an actual.
Yeah, of course
yes,
I
it was a
shave.
safety razor.
Got you.
I was like, yeah, what?
Stub.
The razor blades
my
you drop in with the
chin.
butterfly.
No,
open
no,
thing, or-
not all that. It was just
it was
a
like
safety
a
razor.
standard safety razor.
Yeah. But it had the cup, the mug with the soap in it, and the
Yeah.
brush and
Yeah.
everything. Just
Yeah.
like I'm 8 years out from this,
Yeah.
dude.
I would
I
love
got-
that now.
I got a bunch of.
I wouldn't use it, but I think it'd be really
No, I would
cool.
love it now.
Yeah.
I think I got a bunch of Legos in my late teens that like was from
Yes.
extended family that were like, oh, he
Yes.
likes Legos.
Yeah.
Like, never touched them. I gave them to the little brother who was 11, 12 at the time.
I can't recall anything
Sorry, guys,
hilarious
if you're
watching that.
offhand,
Yeah.
but I do remember being a teenager and wanting like Madden, whatever 99 or one of the. It was for like PlayStation or something. I already had the play. Just all I wanted was this one game,
Yeah.
but like I just got close. Like everything was close, and I was like the same thing. I was like, okay, the game's got to be somewhere.
Come
Yeah,
on,
come
it's in the
on.
pocket.
In the pocket.
They're gonna pull it out at the
And
end.
then you get the like from your dad. You're like, Oh yeah, you're mad you didn't get the game? Cool, just go buy it yourself.
Chores.
And then you get the guilt trip.
Chores.
You get the guilt trip like, there are kids that don't have
Yeah, exactly.
clothes, Lindsay.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
My older brother grew up with an older brother who every time I got a gift, he would get to play with it first. Not like he would get to. He would just strong arm me and say, "I'm playing with this first."
No, man.
And even to the point where he got me something sick, and he's like, "Sick, you opened it? Give it to me." and I'll never forget one Christmas. He gets me this fucking sick remote control. It's a car with an airplane on top of it, and the car goes really fast. The remote control car goes really fast and launches the airplane. Then you could switch modes on the controller and then fly the airplane.
No, what?
And
Wow.
so I
What?
open it,
No
I want that
and
right
I'm
now.
I'm freaking out. Like, this is so sick. I can't believe my brother bought me this gift. It's the most incredible thing ever. And he's like, give it to me. And I go, okay. He's like, I'm gonna fly it first. Okay. Just
Let me show you how.
so
let me
he
show you how to
breaks
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
takes
let's
Oh
figure
my
it out
takes
for
it
you.
outside, launches it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to play with my own toy. And he just flies it, and the wind just takes the plane and just.
God.
And the plane is gone, and all we have is this fucking truck that's supposed to launch a plane that we'll never find.
That is classic.
Damn.
I would get.
I knew it.
I don't. You guys have probably done this too, or maybe I was just a selfish child. But there was a couple times I convinced my mom to get my dad something that I really wanted.
Yeah.
One of them was like
Nice move.
on the N64. There was gosh, it was what was the car game? Need for Speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cruising
Yes.
USA, right?
A Cruising
Yeah.
USA.
Cruising
Yeah.
Jump and everything.
But
Yeah.
you could get you
Do
could
the
get-
wheelies.
You could get the steering wheel and the
yeah.
pedals.
No.
And I got my dad, right? Like, oh, he's gonna love this, mom.
Yeah.
You know, and you could double tap the pedal to do the wheelie.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah,
sick.
totally got my dad this bullshit gift that he never played, and I was on that thing every day,
Oh,
Good
yeah.
move.
every single day.
Genius move.
Great move,
Oh,
Mom.
man.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks,
Your
Mom.
remote control car with your brother thing reminded me of a story. I had to be. This was like a gift I think my dad bought for me, but really for him.
Yeah.
Like this super sick RC car. Like he must have spent a couple hundred on it. Like it was like
It was a
it
nice
wasn't
one.
like a little Walmart one or anything. It was like one of
Gas-powered.
those. It had juice. Like it hauled, you know.
Yeah.
And I was way too young to like drive it. It was like 8 or something. And he's like, yeah, Lance, let's go outside and drive it. You know, he's driving it for like 10 minutes. He's like, all right, trying to show me how to do it. And he's like, okay, so here we go. Just don't go full throttle, and let's just keep it right here in the cul-de-sac, okay? First time driving the new sick RC car that he's been driving for 20 minutes. I just get on there, full pinned, don't even turn, straight into the curb. Both the front tires break off to the sides, like the axles just shatter,
Oh, no.
everything. And he's just like, all right, we're done with this toy.
All right,
You
so,
can just see his
That was a
face, dude,
classic
just
dad
deflating, like,
son.
that was a couple hundred.
so while you were saying that story, I looked up remote control car that launches RC plane, and I found Land. It's on Amazon.
That's the one. That's literally the one.
It's on
way.
Amazon. So
That's the
guys, boys, if you're listening, it's on Amazon. It's Land Air RC Land and Air Stunt Machine by MGA Entertainment on Amazon.
Wow.
And
What's it going for these days?
CL
$700.
all buying options. It's collectible, like new, $119.
Oh, dude, I'd open that box.
It's got
in a
it, dude.
second.
It's got a crushing 3 stars out of 5 on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this thing.
That's the one.
Yes.
That's,
Oh
that's
my gosh,
The
the exact one.
That's the
Wow.
exact
Listening
one.
along right now, Google
That
it
plane
right now.
Oh, we're
is in
we're
the
getting
canyon.
this. We're getting this for science. Okay, we're getting this for science.
That plane is in a canyon of ice plant somewhere in Pacific Beach.
We're getting that, dude, for science.
Fully covered in ice plant by now.
That is. I mean, it's just speaking of Christmas traditions. That was one of our traditions that we had. I mean, besides like my brother just destroying presents that I got, my dad and eventually started just getting both of us. We're pretty close in age. He would get us RC cars or RC whatever the RC thing was like that year. I feel like
Yeah.
you could go to Toys R Us and there'd be some kind of RC thing,
boat or
that was that year.
hovercraft,
boat
or
or
whatever.
and that year he would just get it, and like all the other presents were presents, and then we like my brother and I would just crash or mess up these RC cars on Christmas Day. Crash them into each other, fly them off a cliff or something, and that was one of the great Christmas traditions in our house.
Did you guys ever get new shoes for Christmas and treat them like these are gold?
not.
Just, keep them so clean.
For like the first month, you walk
Yeah.
because you don't want to like crease them.
Exactly.
You
I got
walk
some-
like peg leg.
I got some K-Swiss one year for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Was
that what you wanted?
Everyone in middle school was rocking K-Swiss.
Hell yeah.
And I
Nice.
wanted it was the all white,
Yeah.
crispy K-Swiss.
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Ended up turning them into PE shoes.
Yeah.
Eventually,
super young.
Dude,
Couple
They
weeks.
were like walking on clouds though.
For me, it was Vans. Ever since like 6th grade, I've just been nothing but Vans my whole life, and I just wanted Vans like all the time. And then because Vans, after a while they crack like right on the edge.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I would just like walk. I'm sure I look ridiculous, but I didn't want to like crack them up.
Yeah.
And then like instantly I would start skating with them, and then like
Tear a
done.
hole in the.
Yeah,
In the,
after like that week, let's say, where I was like all scared of
Yeah.
getting them scuffed, and then I wasn't a skater, I was a longboarder.
Sure.
So I'd like bomb these hills and then like fall and like, and, like
Yep.
half of it's missing now. Like okay, but for that was it for me with the shoes.
How about
Chuck, tell
LA
me.
lights?
oh,
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, the
Hot
lights.
for a
Yeah,
second.
the ones
I
you
had LA
smack and they
gears.
light up, and
Yeah.
every time you take a
Yeah,
step,
yeah.
they light up.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. I would always even have like Spider-Man ones or something like that lit up. I
Classic.
forgot, but yeah, my parents or my mom would always be like, "Oh, you want those ones right there? All right." And I start walking around. It's like, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
one will die, and it's just one shoe lit up, and it's like,
Dude, I don't know why that made me think of moon shoes. Do you guys remember
Oh,
moon
the ones that you could jump in.
Yeah, they're like
the
we're like
trampoline
bungees in them. Yeah.
Trampoline shoes. My
Yep.
parents wouldn't get me
Or
that.
the Boeings by
Those
Nike.
were so sick, dude.
Were the
Soap
Boeings a
shoes,
little
anybody?
pump?
No, the Boeings had a spring in the
Spring in
heel.
the heel.
Oh, okay. Oh no, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they
the
made it
Boeing.
seem like they were gonna make you jump all high. And it's like you still can't
Jump
jump,
off
dude.
your
Like,
heels.
yeah,
Like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Anybody remember soap shoes?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember
For
that.
people who didn't want to skateboard, they just get those and just start grinding.
Really wore those all the way through college.
yeah, dude. I was
Wow.
grinding rails.
Dude,
You were a soaper.
you'd be at the party
Hardcore
just
soaper,
hitting
huh?
on some
If
chicks with
anyone
soaps
was
on,
wearing
dude.
Should have seen it,
dude. What about Heelys? Do you guys remember Heelys?
Yep. We remember.
I miss
Made
the
by
Healy
Healy?
boat.
You know what
You
I'm
couldn't really
talking
grind
about,
on the Heelys though. I mean,
Yeah, dude,
bust
I
it
know-
out with some
I know
curbs
a
and some
woman-
rails
No.
and shit.
I know a woman that has Heelys now, and she's got like a kid, and she still has Heelys. She still buys them. And it's like
They
hey,
did have. I
that's
feel like they
respect.
did
Okay,
have
we're
a
committed.
Healy Soaps crossover shoe at one point.
They did.
What
Wow.
the hell is
Wow.
a soap?
Grind and blade.
Soaps are
Oh,
the
yeah.
ones that had the grind. It was like a plastic
grind bars.
Yeah.
concave plastic underneath the shoe that you could run up to a ledge and grind it.
Yeah.
I
And it was
guess
like,
I missed
'cause
that
you
one.
use soap on a ledge before you.
Yeah.
Mine I bought in Japan, and they had actual rails. They were
Oh,
like steel
country
rails
dropping.
that went underneath the thing,
No
and they actually
kidding.
rolled also. So you could get
Oh,
like
they had
speed.
bearings.
yes. So you could really.
Wow.
You got
Grind-
that JDM,
grind
the
that
velocity
JDM
on
version.
that.
I mean, trust me, dude. The
Bust
chicks
some
were
moves.
into it. They would be like,
Hell
"Damn,
yeah.
that was sick."
I remember getting
gotta bring that back.
a pair of light up Razor scooter wheels.
oh yeah.
When I was
Yeah.
in early middle, like
Dude, that
sixth
was
grade,
the flex.
Fifth, 6th grade.
Do you remember when Razor just freaking came out?
Just killed.
blew up, dude.
Killed.
I
The
got-
Ride Your Way
Dude.
campaign.
I
When they
remember
launched the
I-
Ride Your Way
Hell
campaign.
yeah,
Yep.
dude! I
Get the
pestered.
Wheelie bar.
I pestered my parents.
We know a lot about Razor.
I pestered my parents to get me a Razor scooter for so long,
Yeah.
and then you know those the LA in LA those like the district with all the little shops.
Yeah.
Like the counterfeit like
Yeah.
instead of Adidas it's like Adidas.
Yeah.
And we would go there and my mom would buy all my school clothes there. I didn't
Uh-huh.
give a shit about whatever. I
sure.
don't care if it's not Nike, it's like Nikki. You know?
Yeah.
And
You got a laser scooter?
yeah. No. We went to one of the shops. Dude, we went to one of the shops and it said Razor on it,
Uh-huh.
but I'm sure it was still fake.
Sure.
But this time they just blatantly didn't care about like IP. They just put Razor on it.
Yeah.
And I didn't care, right?
Yeah.
It looks super legit, huh?
It's like, so looking back, man, I got one of them black market Razor scooters,
Yeah.
dog.
Nice. The
Like,
Alibaba Razor.
I was a
scooter,
criminal, dude.
Sick.
Super sick.
Riding dirty.
Riding dirty, dude.
Does anyone have a favorite Christmas gift that they received? Like when the kid got the BB gun in A Christmas Story.
Yep. I mean, I can't. It's hard to think back because I don't remember.
I think I got a
video
pellet
game
gun around 10, I think, and I still have it today.
Nice.
No way.
Probably the longest. And it was like, it's a super nice one, the one you like cock like that,
Mhm.
spring loaded one.
Yeah, I got one. I didn't get it for Christmas, but I got one of those like single cock like,
Yeah,
pellet
yeah.
rifles.
yeah.
Like .117 caliber pellet rifles.
Oh, you could smoke birds and
Oh, dude, you could
lizards
kill
and,
stuff with. Yeah, I still have it. I think I got it when I was like 12.
Yeah.
It's a single cock, but you're still like
Yeah.
just cranking it
Yeah.
over and over.
No, you can only do it 10 times.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's two categories of Christmas gifts. Is like one
Video
is like
games and guns.
no. There's,
Or video games with guns.
Boy stuff.
there's a Christmas gift that you use like on the day that you just have the best time on the day and then you forget about it and it's in a bin forever, or like it's in the back. Like a toy or RC car, you like use it all Christmas Day, and then you're just like, oh yeah, I forgot I even had that.
Batteries died on it.
And then there's like the gift that's like, oh, that T-shirt I got on Christmas, I wear it every single day. It's my favorite T-shirt.
yeah.
And I feel like it's hard to categorize because there's so much stuff where it's like, oh, that T-shirt I got it for Christmas 2014. I already know my aunt gave it to me, and it's the best T-shirt I've ever had. Or you have like your BB gun and you're like, what a great memory.
I think Rubio's allergic to the fat tire or something. This guy's getting brutalized over here.
Guys getting torched.
Let me see if I got some Flonase in my back.
And then you have the BB gun that you use on the day.
Yeah.
And you're like, that was such a great memory.
Mhm.
But like, how many times did you use the BB gun? Like twice?
Yeah.
You know
I
what
use
mean?
mine all the time.
Well,
Oh,
I just
well,
I
I
there
have,
you
kill
go.
lizards.
I have
and
so
birds
many
like
real
crazy.
guns that I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? I'll never throw it away, never. But like, I look at it now, and I just like that it's there.
Yeah.
I don't
Dude,
need
what
to
you
use
do
it.
is
Yeah.
you shoot it through you open your garage door, open your back sliding door, you set
Yeah.
up a target, and
Yeah.
shoot it from the front of your garage all the way to the back door.
Oh yeah.
Through the
Yeah.
back door into the garage
Yeah.
and hit the target.
Yeah.
We used to do that at my buddy's house with his pellet gun.
Yeah.
Gustavo, what's the best Christmas present you ever got?
Narstavo,
No,
dude.
Narstavo.
That's a tough one. I was huge on video games when I was younger, so it's hard to think of, but I guess because I'm trying to go beyond the video game thing.
Can't even remember
But
when I
can't,
got a video
because
game.
when you're younger, the video game thing is
It's the
huge.
NFT I just
Dude,
got you for
the
Right?
Christmas.
I would have to say the Nintendo 64, and because as you guys have seen, I'm I fell in love and was like amazed by obviously the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh yes, that's
And-
a great game.
Oh,
Gotta-
dude, nonstop.
pick on your
I
arm.
was blown, and this is the reason. Like, I was blown away by how huge the environment was, and the different places you could go through, and like how long this game lasted, and the amount of things you could do, and just the weapons, everything. And
Yeah.
it was like very exciting, and I don't think I ever got all the school tools, but I was close, and I wanted to do absolutely everything in this game. And until this day, I haven't passed every. I missed a
mission.
few of them, but that's what kind of like it just blew me away. I was like, how can you fit all of this in a
Yeah, on
cartridge?
this little cartridge.
Like,
That was one
Yeah.
of the
what
first.
the you know? how, like,
I could be wrong. It was one of the first open world games.
yeah.
ever,
No,
right?
that game definitely
Yeah.
changed.
and then the
like,
music
yeah.
with the ocarina, and then all the boss battles, and then the scenes, and it was just kind of like this whole huge world, and
Yeah.
it just lasted forever. It was like I keep playing, and it just never ended. And
Yeah.
I just absolutely love that about it. But like,
Going to the little chicken ranch.
yeah, and then it led to GoldenEye, N64, GoldenEye,
Yeah.
and some other ones. I even had Turok. No, that was Nintendo.
Dude,
sorry.
no, Turok was N64.
It was N64. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
duh. What am I talking about? Okay, sorry. And then I had Turok, and then anyways, it was a really good phase because I was just addicted and I'm constantly playing
Well,
on my video games.
I don't think you should discount. I know video games, whatever, waste of time, whatever, right? But I don't think you should discount, especially if you're someone that likes video games. I don't think you should discount like a game that was special to you.
Yeah.
Because like for me, there's 2 times that I got a video game console, let's say, or platform that are very memorable to me. One is I got a Game Boy Color for my birthday.
The purple one. I had the purple
The
one.
purple see-through
Yeah.
one. Yes.
I had that one.
Yes.
And
Pokemon, of course.
I'll never
Yeah.
forget that, dude.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my dad, kind of the opposite of what you said about you got your mom to buy your dad some stupid shit that it was just for you.
Yeah.
My dad bought me a Game Boy Color for my birthday. I think it was like my 10th birthday or 11th or something like that. But then he bought me Tetris DX to play on the Game Boy. And I think partly it was like he didn't know what else to get me, right? Because he didn't know about video games. But like also I know he liked Tetris, so I think he's like, well, fuck that little kid, like little bastard.
I'll play it too.
I'll get Tetris, man.
Yeah.
I'll play this shit too, right?
Yeah.
But that Game Boy was super special to
yeah.
me, right?
Uh-huh.
Because it was the first time I had a game that was for me, like it was my thing.
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
I also got a PS2, and I wanted it so fucking bad. I was in middle school, and like I didn't get a lot of toys or stuff to begin with, so like I knew just like this generation of games was this. It was like my time. Like I'm gonna get one.
Yeah.
For me now, right? And so I like just lobbied with my parents to get me this freaking PS2, and then they actually got it for me. And that was like this huge moment, dude. And like now, of course, people complain about like, oh, the graphics or the frame rate and oh, this game's not optimized.
Such good games on that, dude.
And it's like, well, I have an RTX 1070, and like, oh, it's like, shut up, dude. Like, do you like it or not, right?
Yeah.
And with the PS2, like, you know, I was little, so I didn't know about this stuff. I just wanted to play games.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater, dude.
Tony
Yeah.
Hawk Pro Skater.
Metal Gear Solid. Come on.
Yeah.
And then
HPS.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah. And
Turok.
and then like back then, dude, games were $20, so you could go to the store and come back with like 3 games. Now they're 60 minimum, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember I got the Scorpion King video game, and dude, what a pile of shit that was, dude. I didn't even get through the first level because it was a bug and I couldn't complete it.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Dude,
it was
doesn't
like
that
such
suck
piece of
when you
garbage.
got? You're like,
bug.
wait, you just, I'll give this one a shot. and
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
trash.
Yeah.
Or that was back in the Blockbuster days, dude, where you could just rent
Yep.
games.
You could even actually play burnt I guess burnt and like pirated games too.
Yeah, pirated games. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Gran Turismo came out on it, and I remember
Yeah.
when I was my cousin had it at the time. I unfortunately got the Sega Saturn instead of the PlayStation.
What a
But I did
ill-fated
get one
console
game
that
that I forgot all about, and I just saw it right now. It was called just the letter D, capital D, and it's like I think it was Japanese, like just.
You got the D.
Yeah, it was this game, but right now it's kind of like those games that were like kind of underground. Kind of like only a certain amount was released type of thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but I had that one, and randomly, I don't know why, never beat it. But anyways, there was just a lot of stuff. Like when you're younger, you're playing these things, and you're just like Tomb Raider would kind of freak me out because of the violence, and then
Yeah,
falling, landing in the lava, or you're just
Right.
dying and shooting and all that. But anyways, there was a lot of happy
was
times
special
there
too,
with the
yeah.
brothers and the cousins and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you laughing about over there?
I just got a hilarious message from El Rubio here. It says I have to wrap this up soon due to health reasons.
So good. Relay that message here.
I just said, dude, Gus fucked you. He had just the fan on, blowing straight dust. And
Are you alive?
Dude, why'd you put just the fan on though?
We got to play
That's
taps.
not how it works.
Guys,
you
guys.
kicked on the fan.
We got to play taps for El Rubio.
The guy,
Rubio,
poor
do you have a-
guy.
do you have a
I
final
turned it
prompt?
off because I noticed it's hot air. It's blowing hot air and dust in here.
Guys.
No, auto.
Well, I think we can all blame El Garvinsky because he keeps it at a brisk 85 in here at all times.
85.
Dude, hey, it's been chilly in here. It's been chilly in here lately.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's been really cold.
Guys, we've covered.
Lot of
Going
video
back
games
to the
here.
video games that we've covered on this.
No, Contra.
this
I was about to
really-
bring up Contra.
This really
Left
became
right,
Hey.
this
BABX,
really
just
became a
left
video game podcast.
Double
There's
A
Dragon.
lot of those we got for Christmas. though.
there is a great well in a
Exactly, yeah.
good way. I love the video games as well, and there's a great documentary on Netflix that goes through like the history of the video game, starting from El Rubio's NES, moving on to the N64 GoldenEye,
It's called Tiger King.
onto the Ocarina of Time, and it's called High Score. And it is a great
Great.
watch.
Yeah.
It's
Great,
a great
yeah.
watch. It walks you through like the people who developed these video games, how they affected the country and the culture, and highly recommend. It's like watching it and then hearing like our different age groups of who's at the table right now, and then going from the NES to N64 to Ocarina of Time. It's just like it's exactly how the documentary lays it out, and it's
So
Pong would have had to have been first, and I definitely played Pong.
Oh, yeah.
when
Yep.
it was still new.
Sorry.
He just
100%.
turned 40.
Oh,
everyone.
Atari, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Pong, then Atari, then the Nintendo Entertainment System,
Yeah.
and then the Sega Genesis, and then
I can't forget
Genesis.
Super Mario and all
Jaguar. Jaguar went up to 32 bits.
Lynx, also made by Atari.
Lynx,
The Atari,
yes.
the portable
Yep.
Atari.
yeah.
And then I think
Commodore
PlayStation.
64.
Game Boy.
Oh,
Game Boy.
Yes.
Classic.
I just remembered that one
what's
year
it
for
called? High Score.
High Score. It's
Sorry,
called
go
High
on.
Score. 1 year for Christmas, my brother and I both got. Our parents got the both of us the Game Boy Color that was the Pokemon
Yellow.
Game Boy Color.
Or what is it?
It was yellow on the front, blue on the back. It had the Pokemon around the screen, and it came with Pokemon Yellow version.
Mm-hmm.
I still have it. I still have it
Yeah.
to this day.
Hang on. to
I
that.
had the blue. I had the
Never-
blue
never get
on
rid
the
of that.
purple Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color. Sorry. I had the blue version of it, the original.
Isn't it nuts how like
Mhm.
now in our hands right here with our iPhone,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we
Play
got
it on there with the ROMs.
20x
Yeah,
all this
dude.
stuff like, it's in our pocket.
You guys are gonna laugh because this thing is like a miracle of engineering and science, and like this thing can call an airstrike right onto my head, and yet I play Magic: The Gathering on my phone. Dude, look right here, look, Magic: The Gathering.
Yeah.
It's just a card game.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. That's like what that's what it's.
I was
into
actually
now.
into a card game too. I forgot.
Hearthstone?
Decks of Hero decks or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
about that one.
and it was like Magic, and you use your. But I was a card game, and I was like
Yeah.
super hooked on it. But yeah,
Yeah,
they could do everything on the phone now. It's crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
What else? What else we got on the itinerary there?
You know what? But I think I
Computer.
want to throw like we're super like fortunate to have lived through all of this because
Oh,
all of
yeah.
our kids and they don't have no idea like we yeah I know
Yeah, in
now
meta, it's gonna be like
Yeah, like
oh,
there's not as many gifts to wrap anymore. You know what I mean?
Good.
yeah it's just now it's PS5 or whatever
but
stuff
now-
you can't even get a hold of anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm going backwards.
Yeah,
though.
like my
I'm
my brother. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say now I'm going backwards. I'm actually moving away from digital, and like I've been having a good time playing pool with Elefante, and because it's
Playing a lot of pool.
It's crazy though, because you would think like, oh, pool, that yeah, whatever, that's like always there. It's like yeah, but now we're sucked into these freaking screens all day.
Yeah.
And then when I play pool, it's like this. There's no
6
It
hours
doesn't
will
need
go by.
my stick doesn't run out of batteries.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and dude, one day we played for like 6 hours.
We played
one
for
day.
a good. I think it was 7. We played
Dude,
from 6
I've been having
p.m.
such a
to
good
about
time with that.
midnight.
Oops, sorry about
Wow.
that. I'm a savage.
Going back to Tony Hawk Pro Skater real quick.
That game
yeah.
was,
Obsessed.
dude.
who remembers Chad Muska?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So a few years ago, I was at an art show in Barrio Logan here in San Diego for our out-of-town listeners, and there was a piece hanging in the show with a big old Muska signature on it.
Mhm.
I bought that shit so fast.
Is it the middle finger one?
The middle finger one.
Yeah.
It's one of 10 that he made back in 2008.
Wow.
Wow.
And it is one of my prized possessions.
Hell yeah.
And he was my character of choice in
Yeah.
Tony Hawk Pro
He's-
Skater.
Was he the one that did all the crazy tricks that like it was just like super random?
I think that was Rodney Mullen.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
Rodney
that's-
Mullen was nuts.
Muska was like
dude.
the
He
first
was-
like gangster. Dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He
He
was,
was- he was
sliding
thugging
on
a
the
little
board
bit.
and
Yeah,
swirling it
sure.
around. Yeah.
All right, Rubio's hurting. We should wrap. How you doing? You all right?
I'm good. Good as
Once
gold.
we figured out the problem that
Yeah.
Gus was trying to infiltrate the place with dust by the
Directly
fan.
into
What
your
are the
nostrils.
Rubio's nostril.
What other questions you got? for us?
Allergens. We really covered most of it, except for Christmas carols or holiday songs. I know, like me, probably most of you have an Excel spreadsheet with your top 50 Christmas carols, which I need to update every year to make sure it's accurate. Last year, actually, we had a new number 1 takeover, Auld Lang Syne, which I would insist we just play at the end of this in its entirety. It's 1939 version from Guy Lombardo, so there are no copyright issues. Only 3 minutes long at its longest version, 2 minutes and 42 seconds, and it's really more of a holiday. It's really meant to be more of a passing of into the new year, but it still has the Christmas vibe for me. That 2 years ago actually took over the number 1 slot on my all-time Christmas carols favorite. White Christmas, of course, had been the number 1, holding for more than 10 years strong until Auld Lang Syne finally came in there. Melakaliki Maka has always checked in the top 5 throughout the lifetime. God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen for a few years had a top 5 appearance. And, you know,
Miki Maka, right back to Christmas Vacation. Real quick, that
the
scene
girl
with the girl.
in the pool.
I always remember when I was a kid watching that scene with my parents, I'd be like,
are they watching me? Oh my God. Am I not supposed to be looking?
Every time too, I thought like, oh, we're gonna see her tits this time. Oh,
This time.
dang it.
TV version.
Pause it.
Dang it.
Fast forward.
Cut that.
Made for TV.
Speaking of that and movies and everything, no, never mind. Just keep going. What else you got on the song?
I'm a big Christmas Carol guy. I like
Okay.
listening to them. I like singing them. I like hearing them. Driving home, opening presents. I'm a big fan, especially the oldest ones, the 30s, the 40s, 50s.
Yeah,
Just
classics.
Louis Armstrong, Bing Crosby,
Mm-hmm.
all the guys. Just you gotta love it.
I'm a big fan of the Christmas tunes. Like I don't want to. I mean, I'll listen to the songs that have words in them, but I love like the Charlie Brown Christmas,
Yes.
where it's
Yes.
just like the piano. It's just like da-da-da-da-da-da. And you're just like you're in the Christmas vibe, but I don't have to like sing along or anything. I'm just
Sure.
vibing.
Yeah.
Like that song you just mentioned. I don't know how to say the name, but you sent it to me and I played it, and that there's no words in that, but you can get the Christmas vibe.
Yeah.
Like you're imagining yourself at Hotel Del Coronado, just looking at the giant Christmas tree, watching people go around on the ice rink,
Yep.
and that's the vibe.
We were there the other night. It was pretty great.
It's,
I
it's
saw
a
a
special
story.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
And then just feeling the cold too when you're listening to it with your jacket on, maybe, I don't know, some hot chocolate or coffee or whatever, and just,
Yeah, there it is.
it's a good time.
Guys, on my 40th birthday, I listened to this like 14 times in a row
Nice.
after getting home.
Just sad, huh?
Is that coming, is that
It has a sad. No, I was not sad. It has a sad kind of, but also a uplifting, I believe, especially when you get to the end. To me, it has this feeling towards the middle where it sounds like the guys playing are a little bit buzzed or a little bit drunk or a little bit tired, and they get a little lazy with it. But in the end, as the new year comes around, they're rejuvenated and re-strengthened, and the juice just comes back in big time.
Yeah.
Guy Lombardo
Crushing.
and his Royal Canadians.
Yeah, this is definitely. This just brings New Year's to me.
Yeah, New Year's, yeah, for sure.
It's
Me
like
too.
right, you know.
That's what I'm thinking.
The
That
ball
gap
just
between-
dropped
Nah.
her, and you're just like with your boys all hammered.
We made it. Oh, no, back to work tomorrow.
Did anybody go caroling when they were in their younger days?
Never.
Did a couple,
Mexicans.
but like more just on the fly, nothing organized.
I
We got firecrackers in Tijuana.
I actually had carolers. I actually had carolers come to my house like 2 nights ago.
Nice.
There was a bunch of high school kids. They were pretty good. Like one was playing a guitar and one was using tambourine, and they could sing really well. And they were just They were caroling for charity.
Okay.
That's
And-
awesome.
And like they sang. They weren't like, oh, if you pay us, well, whatever. Like we opened the door and they just started singing. And then they were like, yeah, we're doing this. We're collecting money for the whatever. And so we just gave them some cash. And it's like,
Nice.
buy weed
Nice.
or donate it, whatever you're gonna do.
We used to go in the Boy Scouts when I was younger. We would go to 2 places every single year. I did this for 12 years of my life. Every single holiday
Yeah, that's
season,
a long
we would
time.
go to a assisted living facility and carol for the older folks
Nice.
at their end of life stages, and then we would also go to retirement home,
Crescendo.
a retirement community, like a trailer park, and
Yeah.
we would go knock on doors and sing carols with all the, in our
That's
in our
awesome.
That's all.
Boy
That's
Scout
great.
uniforms and hand out socks.
Hell yeah.
We would hand out big comfy socks, gift wrapped, and everything, and
That's cool.
give gifts. And a lot of those folks don't have people who come and visit them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do that in a minute.
long
Go
hair
do some
strip.
caroling. Shit, guys, let's go right now.
That time. Yes.
Sick.
Well, boys, it's Christmas Eve, and all you little tykes better get to bed, or Santa's gonna end up skipping your household. Charlie,
Are you ready for it?
right? Isn't that the vibe we're going for?
Are you ready?
Hang
No,
on.
we weren't
We're-
going to that. I was just saying you,
we're
the
ready.
youngest one. You
oh
you
yeah,
gotta
I'm,
get to bed.
I'm the youngest guy. Yeah.
Hit the button here.
Guys, we're blessed to be here. It's been a phenomenal year. Stay tuned next week's.
Yeah, we didn't even
video.
recap any year stuff.
I know
like,
we didn't. We're just too juiced on all the
Guys,
juice.
we could get gone for another 2 hours easy.
Easy.
Why don't we do a quick? Well, here, like 5 minutes recap. 3, 2, 1, go.
It went by so fast.
Next week's video.
Yeah, save it for the video.
Okay. Well, boys, I tried.
You guys better watch that video. Or
If
else.
you want to know.
Or else.
Or else.
You know what just came to mind? Jingle All the Way when Arnold's calling the guy on the phone, and he's trying to get the guy to answer a question, and the guy's eating the cookie,
Oh yeah.
and then the guy's like, "Oh, this cookie." Was it like Phil Hartman or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's like, "Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down." He's like, "What the hell, dude?"
Put the star on my tree.
I'm here for the action figure.
It's turbo time.
It's turbo time.
Classic.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Been a good run this year, boys.
It's been a phenomenal run. What do you got, Elefante?
I was just gonna move the mic closer to that speaker.
This is what you're talking about, Charlie.
Just send it
The little
off. Send
peanuts.
it off right.
This is what I'm
There it
talking
is.
about. This
There it
is.
is.
This reminds me of being at Nordstrom when they had a piano player.
An actual piano player.
Yeah, and it was Christmas, and they had an actual piano player, and that was my dream, was that if I was ever rich enough, I would have a guy playing a piano in my house at all times.
Yes.
That's my
Yes.
rich guy dream. Some people have a rich guy dream of they want a Bugatti. My rich guy dream is I have a house where I can pay a full-time piano player. And just
Okay.
Just plays the same song over
Just
and
plays
over.
the same.
Odd flex.
And I'm just like, all right, Alfred, what do we got today?
Let it rip.
You just
Yeah.
let it rip.
And some days when you don't have anything, you could just tell him to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you want to go to the recording studio right now? Did you just rip that off yourself?
One more time, Rodney.
But
just one more time.
This one's dedicated to
Just let
you,
it play.
Charlie.
Just let it play, Rodney.
But really, like, there's that, like, going to Nordstrom like 15, 20 years ago, walking through with the decorations.
It
and
was
the,
different,
And the
huh?
real piano player, like, there was a vibe in the air for sure. And I
Horton
feel like-
Plaza.
yeah, Horton Plaza. Any mall, really.
Yeah.
And
Now
it-
everyone's just got Amazon delivering all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Now it's just Jeff Bezos going to space in his metal space wiener.
It's like.
But every time Christmas rolls around, it brings us back to those old holiday memories
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
when Nordstrom was popping.
I got a question for you guys. Christmas time beverage. Go.
Ooh.
Eggnog.
Starting with
Michelada.
Supreme Commander Rubio. Go ahead.
I've got to go with the eggnog and Hannaberry.
That's a good.
A
one.
phenomenal beverage, a phenomenal holiday beverage in its own right, but also the hallmark signature drink of Long Mains and Candy Canes Part 1 on December 12th, 2014. Never
Yeah,
to
those
be
are fantastic.
repeated, always to be remembered. The Lane Train behind the bar, serving it up, and Hannaberry sponsoring.
Yeah. That was a great time.
Okay.
That's mine.
Elefante.
I'm big into either the White Russian or a hard eggnog myself.
Okay. That's fair.
Wine is a big thing in my family and my wife's family. I got to go with Justin Isosceles.
Okay. Name dropping. No big deal.
Look it up. You'll see.
Look
No
it
big
up.
deal.
Look it up, you slags. What about you, Checarino?
I'm a big fan of the eggnog, and I get the soy or almond or non-dairy because your boy
Boy,
gotta have that non-dairy.
got a soft,
Soy boy.
Got a soft gold
Got a
belly.
soy
Soy
boy,
gang.
soy boy over here.
El Gusarino, a.k.a. Narstavo.
Modelo.
I would sometimes, one that I find right here around the liquor stores in San Diego are, like, the one that always stands out is like the Stone Brewery, the drink by, and they have enjoy by. You're, that was my.
Yeah, how dare
forgot.
you? How dare
Yeah,
you?
I know my ignorance, right? And then, anyways, the enjoy by. But I was big onto the stronger stuff. But sometimes when I'm thinking about the good old days and all that, I would actually grab a 40 ounce of Mickey's.
The good old days.
All right.
When
that
I
took
was
a turn.
about 16 or 17.
That's a
yeah,
rough
perfect.
I was
That's my
drinking.
prime drinking years.
Yeah. It's a true story actually.
What about you, Garvinsky? Do you have a holiday season beverage of choice?
I'm gonna go really healthy. It's always gonna be apple cider, like
Nice.
warm,
That's a good one.
Nice.
tossed
Warm
extra
apple cider.
Oh, yeah.
cinnamon.
Hell yeah.
That's a
Great
good
guy.
one.
Beautiful.
Well, all of you are animals because I wasn't even talking about alcohol. Mine's champurrado, dude. Champurrado. Listen, if to our friends that are listening, if you've never had champurrado, you're missing out, dude. It is the quintessential Mexican winter season beverage.
El
It's am-
Sicarios.
It's amazing. I
Champurrado.
made some for the team. We should have made a
It was
video
bomb.
out
I
of it.
loved it.
It's pretty.
So
pretty
it's
good.
essentially a Mexican style hot cocoa, hot chocolate, but it also has corn flour in it, so it's really thick when you
Yeah.
drink it, and it's just really filling and warm, and it's like a hug from grandma,
really
dude,
good.
from your abuelita.
And it
love
has some
that.
good
I love
sweetness
that.
to it.
Yeah, and you could add espresso to it, make it a little mocha style, or you could actually probably put
Mm.
some alcohol into it. I've never
Yeah.
tried.
Oh, yeah.
You could have a tamale.
maybe like a
maybe
Kahlúa's or
maybe a
something.
burrito
Yeah,
de
yeah,
machaca.
Yeah.
You could have whatever. Just
Yeah, but dude,
damn,
champurrado is
some bomb ass
that's my
street food
that's
right
my
there.
Hey, hot toddy. That's another
Yes.
classic.
Oh, yeah.
Hot toddy.
I don't even know what that is, but what's a hot toddy?
It's like honey and
Honey,
bourbon or something
whiskey, and
Ooh.
water, I think, and lemon. Yeah.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I think it is just
I
hot
think
water.
Chris might need that with his little sneezing
I need a hot toddy after
Snuffles.
this.
right now. Sounds about good.
All right, let's close it out.
Guys, we love you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for making the long hairs something special. Boys, here in the house.
Yeah,
This is our last recording of 2021. No one else we'd rather be here with.
Whoops.
Thank you for the
We dropped a beer. Y'all. Sorry.
Everything
Nobody
was
be
great. Hey, thanks for listening. This is episode 105 of Let It Ride, the Longhairs podcast. It's Christmas Eve. Go spend some time with your family. Enjoy yourselves. Feel the spirit. And thanks for listening.
We love you guys.
Until next time, keep letting it ride.